All right, so this week we're going to work on area. The perimeter is just the outline of a shape. If it's the distance around the shape, then area is all the space inside the shape. And because it takes up additional space, it's measured in centimeters squared. So all those units of measurement that we were using last week with perimeter, you need to make sure that you're using a little 2 to indicate that it's the space inside. So, just like last week, we are going to be working with regular polygons, just shapes that have the same measurement of sides. So we find the area of these regular polygons by using a formula, just like we did last week when we were doing perimeter, but these formulas are different because of course we're finding a different thing. We're not looking at perimeter now, we're looking at area, the space inside. So let's do rectangles and squares today. Don't forget to pause the video, make sure you have all of this written down. So let's talk about rectangles. The formula for the area of a rectangle is A equals L times W. So area equals length times width. Now we already know the L and the W from last week from perimeter. So just a quick review, the L is the long one and the W is the short one. So the L, the length on this one, is 21 meters, and the W, the width, is 4. So I start with my formula, A equals L times W, and then I replace the letters L and W with the actual measurement from my diagram. Area equals 21 times 4. So I just have to do an outside calculation to figure out what 21 times 4 is. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 84 meters squared. Area equals 84, don't forget your unit of measurement, meters, and then a little 2 to indicate it's all the space inside, meters squared. So that's the area of a rectangle. Now we're going to look at area of a square. The formula for the area of a square is different because it doesn't have a length and a width. It has just all 4 of the same sides. So if you remember last week when we did perimeter, P equals N times S. S was the length of the side. It's the same thing here. S is still the length of the side. The difference is we're doing A equals S to the 2. So we know for sure that S is 13 centimeters. So you start with the formula, area equals S to the 2. This is exponents, we've done this before. That doesn't mean S times 2, it really means S times S. Side times itself again. So area equals S, in this case, on our diagram is 13. 13 to the 2, so I need to go to do an outside calculation to find out what 13 to the 2 is. Now this is really important and it's easy to get mixed up. This doesn't mean 13 times 2. It means 13 times 13. 2 13s times together. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. Put your X and move to the 1. 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 1 is 1. Add up your answer lines. So 9 plus nothing is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. 1 plus nothing is 1. So 169, area equals 169 centimeters squared. So if you turn to page 15, so make sure you have all this written down, pause the video if you need to. Then turn to page 15 in your folder. And on page 15, you're going to have examples of areas and of squares and rectangles. So you're going to need to use two formulas today. Rectangle, A equals L times W, and then square, A equals S to the 2. So, page 15, let's do an example together. So number 10 is a rectangle. So A equals L times W, A equals, let's replace the L and the W with how much they are. The L is 15, it's the long one. The W is 4. So 15 times 4. Pop over to your outside calculations, take your 15, multiply it by 4. So 4 times 5 is 20, carry your 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So the area of my rectangle is 60 centimeters squared. And remember, area, all of the things that we're doing this week and last week and next week, all of those things take a lot of space. You're going to need to do all of these in your notebook. You cannot, there's just not enough room on the pages in your folder. Because you need to have your diagram, you need to have your formula, and you need to have your outside calculations. You need all of those things. All right, take a look at number 12. So number 12 is a square, as you can see. So that means we have to use a square formula. A equals S to the 2. And I know that S is the length of one side. So my S is 5.8. A equals 5.8 to the 2. And remember, it's an exponent. That doesn't mean 5.8 times 2. It means 5.8 times 5.8, right? Two 5.8s together. So you pop over to your outside calculation. 5.8 times 5.8. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry your 6. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus the 6 that you carried is 46. You put your X and you move to the 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry your 4. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus the 4 that you carried is 29. And then you add up your answer line. So 4 plus nothing is 4. 6 plus nothing is 6. 4 plus 9 is 13. Carry your 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. And don't forget, 1 decimal spot, 2 decimal spots, 2 decimal spots. 33 and 64. So the area of my square is 33 and 64 centimeters squared. So what you're going to do for the rest of today, now you're probably not going to get all this done, but that's okay. Just remember, you need to work diligently, consistently, with all your effort on your math. So on page 15, when you're done page 15, page 16, 17, 18, and 19 all have area of a rectangle and a square. So do as much as you can and make sure you're working till 10:30.